Welcome to another episode of Sutu. It's January the 17th, and today, guys, I'm going to be taking a look at the Bitcoin price, as well taking a full look at my altcoin portfolio, and as well looking into my current Bitcoin and Ethereum open leverage positions. If that sounds good to you guys, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and with that, let's get it. Alright, starting things off, going to look at my Bitcoin weekly chart here. Guys, it's looking like this will be our first red weekly candle since we've really smashed through all-time highs. And I mean, that's nothing that I'm overly concerned about for the long term. You're going to have red candle closes eventually, right? That doesn't mean that this is the blow off top, the market cycle's done. It just maybe we're going to get some sort of a retracement to some sort of a Fibonacci line. Let's just go from our swing low here to a swing high. I really wouldn't be too surprised if we ended up getting some sort of a pullback on a shorter time frame. It might look like a falling wedge or that sort of thing. But you can see here, even this wick here wicked right to our 382 Fibonacci line, and that would be right around 27,500, 600, somewhere in there. Another thing, obviously, I love the 618 retrace. I don't think this has ever happened in Bitcoin's history where we've broken out this far into parabola and ever come back down to the 618 like that after all-time highs in price discovery mode, but obviously it could happen and it would totally make sense. I really don't think we'll ever see below 20,000 again, but obviously time will tell, and I'm not too concerned if it does happen because you guys know how I feel about resist to support flips. Absolutely love them, and that would be totally healthy to see. If we did end up bouncing back down to this level, kind of testing this level of support, right around the 618, right around old all-time highs. That would be a beautiful support flip, but I just don't know if we'll be that lucky to get that far of a pullback with these market conditions right now. I do see that my Bitcoin position has already been stopped out, so I'm actually going to hop right over to the altcoin market here, guys. So this is the total market cap, so this is Bitcoin dominance, and what I want to point out is this white trend line here. You can see here that we have one touch point, we have two touch points, we have three touch points, so that's a valid resistance line in my opinion. And then here right now we're getting real close to testing it as a bit of a support flip. So what I would really love to see from a bullish perspective on the altcoin market, which you guys know that I haven't really been playing the altcoin market. I've just been focused on trading Bitcoin with leverage, but now I'm kind of more interested in diversifying a little bit. That basically just comes down to, like everybody else, a little bit of FOMO. I don't want to miss out on this potential altcoin cycle, because if you guys were around last market cycle, which I only caught the very end of it and got wrecked, I did see a large portion of, or what happened for a large portion of the bull market altcoin cycle, even though I watched it from the sidelines, unfortunately. And if that is to happen again, I can see a lot of altcoins starting to outperform Bitcoin eventually here. Not saying it has to happen, and most of my investments are still in the what I consider low risk Bitcoin, just because I've kind of been spitting that on my channel for months now, guys. I just do think it's a lot lower risk, so I am more willing to hold a larger chunk of that. But I do want to start putting a little bit of my profits towards diversifying into altcoins, because some of them will explode super hard, hopefully. And any that I've been looking at, any that I have entered so far, I haven't really done all that much research, guys, but I'm putting in a very small percentage of my portfolio into the higher risk assets, basically going off coins with a bunch of hype around them, or just the technicals that I've liked. So I'm going to dive right into which ones that I have ended up purchasing this weekend. If you do appreciate this content, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe, guys. But with that, let's hop over to my coins. I'm going to start with Ocean, and this is the pair against BTC, because I am more interested in pairs against Bitcoin right now, because you guys know that I'm very bullish on Bitcoin for the next year or so. So I wouldn't mind looking more so at that value chart rather against the US dollar. And once again, guys, of course, it isn't financial advice, but what I'm kind of looking at is with the altcoin total market cap here, I'm looking at this being a potential ascending triangle, right? So if we get some sort of a pump to the upside now that we have our 3 touch points, that would be absolutely beautiful to see for the altcoins. And so I've started paying attention to them a little more against Bitcoin. And you can see here with Ocean, I just straight up like the chart pattern, guys. I have my 1 touch point, 2 touch point, 3 touch point, and then a beautiful resist to support flip on quite a long pattern. This started playing out when is that November 11th, so that's quite a long time for a downtrend like that. And just since, once again, looking to diversify, this is just one indication that, you know what, I'm going to start averaging into altcoins a little bit. So we broke this downward trend line, the red one, and as well I made this yellow more so of a horizontal resistance, and you can see here that we have broke out of that as well, and even this candle that just closed, this daily candle, was respecting that line perfectly also. And you guys know my opinion on these runs when they really start going on daily or weekly patterns, that these candles end up getting bigger and bigger for a while. I wouldn't be too surprised if we end up retesting this purple trend line, which may give us a bit of trouble on Ocean because we got 1 touch point here, 2 touch points here. I would love to see a 3rd touch point here, some sort of a pullback, then a close above, and then break the bigger macro trend there. That would call for some very explosive percentage gains, in my opinion. And remember, this is against Bitcoin, which I'm also bullish on, so you're getting kind of a double whammy there if they go up together. That could be absolutely juicy, you guys. So that's my take on Ocean and why I'm willing to throw a small percentage of my portfolio in there. Next up, I have, I believe it's called AAVE, correct me if I'm wrong, but just kind of looking at this massive triangle, guys. I mean, this triangle really reminds me a lot of this Bitcoin one that I was going on and on about for months. This is a weekly chart and this is a daily chart, but still, that could be absolutely juicy. If I'm right about this pattern, we got a measured move here where we broke out from. And let's also just verify, right? We have 1 touch point, 2 touch points, 3 touch points. They're not spread out perfectly, so I don't want to give it too much credit, but again, I was just looking for reasons to get into altcoins, so you know what, I do like that pattern. Even if we end up getting this bit of a sell-off to down here, and that is a volatile move, guys, from where it is right now. That would be a 25% drop, but again, I'm not trading with leverage or anything like that, so I'm willing to ride out those bumps for the long term. These are like market cycle holds, not just get in, get out. So I'm willing to, I mean, Bitcoin did the exact same thing, right? It broke my triangle, came back and retested it, and then absolutely exploded from there. You can see how that played out right here and absolutely exploded. So even here, you remember that we got our measured move. And I mean, we just crushed that measured move. So again, going back here, we might get more of a measured move than this because we'd be hitting all-time highs and that sort of stuff. So even from where we are right now, that could be about a 90% move to the upside. So I'm willing to get involved with that. And honestly, the way altcoins explode, I wouldn't be surprised if we got that measured move several times this market cycle. I mean, this pattern looks absolutely juicy to me, so I'm kind of excited about that one, if you can't tell. Next up, I have Polkadot, and I believe it's a competition to Ethereum, whatever. I've heard good things about it. Buddies who do a lot more research than myself have looked into it, and they seem to enjoy it. So whatever, I know there's a lot of hype around this coin. So it also had this bit of a wedge pattern, obviously, that played out for quite a while, that it broke out of and retested as a support flip absolutely beautifully. It's obviously got quite a good move to the upside already, but whatever. Again, it's one of those hyped up coins that I think that I may as well hold a little bit of it in my portfolio as well. Kind of the same thing with ADA, Cardano. I actually already did hold a little bit of this just from last cycle, and just from earlier this cycle I had bought some, but I just added a little bit to my position. It's just another one of those coins, much like Ethereum. It's just got a lot of hype around it. People love the team behind it and that sort of stuff. So I feel like, you know what, may as well throw a little more in here as well. I didn't mind the technicals here. I'm looking at this, what I'm going to consider a very large triangle, and it could take a while to break out yet. I would like a third touch point on resistance before breaking out anyways, so that may take a while. But once again, if we do get that breakout, the height of the triangle, let's say we break out from way back here, down here, if we end up getting that measured move in the next several months or the next year, whatever, guys, that's just, you know, another one of those 160% gains. And once again, I think that there's potential to get much more than one single measured move, because I mean, look at all-time highs. If these coins do anything like Bitcoin, just lagging behind, I mean, there is obviously a lot of room to the upside in this market cycle. So we'll have to see what happens there. Other than that, what else do I have here? Last but not least would be ChainLink. You guys remember, I think I had mentioned it in a previous video already that I was entering ChainLink. You can see here that it's already in price discovery, right? It broke above $5, I think was the old resistance back in July. And ChainLink has been absolutely exploding. There's a ton of hype around this coin. And just since there's a chance that, you know what, it's in price discovery mode, it's already going to be super volatile, in my opinion, whereas a lot of the other coins may have to wait until they hit all-time highs before they start absolutely exploding. So this is just another one that I wanted to be a part of because, again, huge hype around it and being in price discovery mode. Just watching what Tesla has done and what Bitcoin has done when entering that zone of price discovery, they just absolutely start multiplying. So love to see that in the technicals. So that I'm pretty happy about the choice with that one as well. So other than that, obviously Ethereum I have entered positions on and just been hodling some for quite a while now, so I'm still in Ethereum as well. This is a closer look. This is on the 15-minute chart just because I did enter a trade. I'm actually not sure if my stop loss would have been hit by now or not, because I did end up putting a break-even stop loss, or actually even just a little bit of profit to pay the fees and that sort of stuff. So I was looking at this bit of a red descending channel here, obviously a very short day trade setup, guys. But yeah, basically broke this red channel, which had, again, 1, 2, 3 touch points, even got a bit of a resist to support flip, entered a trade. And then when we got above this yellow line, I was pretty confident with it, but I did want to make sure I wasn't going to take a loss on this position as a leverage position with my Ethereum. So I'll have to check if I'm even still in that trade right now or not. But either way, I wouldn't have lost, just break even if anything. Even if I did get stopped out there, I'm not bearish on Ethereum. I'm just protecting my gains at this point. But you can see here that we had our RSI basically bounced off that level of potentially going oversold, and as well just this bullish pivot point showing up on the indicator with a double bottom type support box there. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see Ethereum continue carrying out this little bit of a green trend line here. Oh, sorry. Let me just unlock that and just extend this. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised to see that end up carrying as an upward level of support. If I just erase these, you can see here that that would be a third touch point. So I'd actually be considering re-entering if I did get stopped out there. I see potential for this being a bit of a long setup. So I'm going to take a peek at that after this video. Alright guys, anyways, I think I've rambled on long enough. Hopefully you appreciate it. I know that was a little bit longer, but I had a lot to go over because I've never had so many projects in my portfolio like this before. Well, recently anyways, as you guys know. So just wanted to do things a little bit different today, and hopefully you guys appreciated that. I know there's people out there who like trading more than just Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is kind of what I've been focusing on. So I'm excited to expand into some other markets here. So hopefully you guys are excited for that too. Anyways, guys, one more time, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and stay safe out there, my friends. Peace.